welcome to the educational part of the video. You can get tabs and backing tracks if you go to my website, www.erichaugenguitar.com. Let me briefly talk about the equipment I'm using. This is a early 90s, made in Japan, Telecaster 52 reissue, factory Bigsby. Pretty cool, no holes in the back. Mastery bridge. That pickup there is actually a USA pickup. That's one of the American vintage reissue USA pickups I had put in because the original one got microphonic. I'm going into my board using my Strymon Deco for a little bit of saturation, my Strymon Flint for some reverb, my Silvertone 1484, and thank you to Rode Microphones for helping me out with that Rode NTR Active Ribbon mic. Now let's learn how to play this cool Tom Petty song. Rest in peace, Mr. Petty. Okay, the essential chord progression of the intro is E minor, A, which I consider to be A with no fifth, not an A minor, not an A major, D, no fifth, which means, D, no third, and A, no third, spacing out, back to E minor. And then, you know, Benmont Tench plays a little like, what was it? He plays like that very simple piano part. I kind of dropped it a couple of octaves and put it on the guitar. So that's O, 2, 2, 4, 2, O. All you gotta do is 0, 2, 2. That's just that A power chord. And when you get to the D, it's actually 0 and 4. And then a little 2, O, 2. Makes it pretty easy to do. So that's that kind of piano part arranged with the guitar and the chords. And then the melody. So same notes really. 2, 4, 2, O, 0, 2, 2, 4. Again, just same chords too, so the verse is over the same thing. I like this melody though. 4 on that D. 2, O, 4. O, 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 2, that's that D chord. And that's again, yeah, to give 'em a smile. So that's 4, 4, 4, 2, O, 2. And then it's going to come around again. O, O, 2, 2, yeah, it does it again. Have your own way. You know, it's hard to cop Tom's singing style because he does do that kind of, and have your own way, especially later in his career, he kind of sang like that. So that I bounce between. And I do a little hammer on to that 2 on the G. 4, 2, O, 4, 4 that time. And then there's a little walk up. That's just 3, 2. I go all the way up there because I kind of am trying to cop those vocal harmonies. E on the high E open. Now a full-on A major. A sus 4. There he was. I just sneaked my pinky out to the 3rd fret of the B. Get him again. That was the hard part to get. So coming from that A, yeah, the world would swing. Tag him again before you land that D. Again, I'm not doing the 3rd, just 0, 0, 2, and 3. Let the pointer finger off to get that 0. Then I'm going to move out of the way to get 4 on the D. And this is a neat working, because I really wanted to get the way he's saying that. So that was that 4 on the D, 5, which is a C on the G string, and then a quick double pull off. 4, 2, O. Figaro. And then oftentimes I'll grab a portion of a G after that. And then it has the cool. So really that's C, G, D with that cool walk though. You hit the C, 2, O, G, O, 2, D, again just a power chord. And the melody comes in, can I help it if I, so that's 2, 2, 2, 4, O, 2 on the G string. Do that little passage again. then E minor. Here I'm going to get that 4 on the G, and then the chord changes to A. That's the dream time to chime. So that was, 4202. And then, the song has a slightly different structure than my arrangement. It would go back around to verses and stuff. Then I transcribed Mike Campbell's guitar break. It's really cool. Very George Harrison-y type of break, too. Very controlled bends and kind of in a slightly not totally standard way. He's up here playing at this E minor chord, 7, 9, 9, 8, and he's aiming for, he's copping the melody, which is always a good thing to do if you're like, it's guitar solo time. What do I do now? Start with the melody. So it's a really just precise bending on that 10th fret of the B. He goes up and he goes down. Notice how much I have to mute these other strings on this guitar so I don't bump into them. Because you can see, to get that note all the way up, I'm all the way under my G string, which is not ideal. It's because this is a vintage radius guitar. It's a 7.25 radius. It would probably be easier on a Gibson-style guitar. Oh well. And that's the first lick, so just 10, up, down, 8, 10 goes up again. And I love this. He goes down. That's one of the slickest things I've ever seen. So that 10 was up, it goes down, slide it back, push it up to 8. Push it up once you get to the 8. So slick. Such a beautiful sound, too. And then, so there it is again, playing with that 10. And then, switch your hand around, because then he's getting up into standard 12 fret blues territory. So that's sliding from 10 to 12, hammer on to 15, and pull them off. And that's just, classic. So let's see, 15 goes up now. Very George Harrison move there, Yeah, all these, and then there's like a Hendrix lick at the end, which we'll get to. So that one, where we, and then a little, so he does a 15 goes up, pulls off to 12, and when it comes back, it's one of those unison bend tricks. That 12 is behind it, and that 15 is up. Yep, and it's a series of triplets up there. And he kind of just goes up. And then this is the lick that I do it my own way. That reminds me of like a Hendrix All Along the Watchtower type thing, where it starts slow and then quickly goes fast and slows back down again at the end. That's a really hard thing to do. That is, 15 pulls off to 12, 15 pulls off to 12, and then a little, that 14 goes up a little bit, down, 12, 14, and then immediately back up. And it's fast when it goes back up. So what's that? That's the first half. And then the second half, that's kind of like the middle portion. And then, it's so hard to do these things slow. That's how I do it at the end. I just do another. So that's just 14 goes up a little bit, back down, 12, 14, 14. He pulls it just a little bit. It's a slight variant from what he does. I think his exact lick is. He has like a double at the end in there, but I don't know, with stuff like this, I think it's okay to play it in a way that makes sense to you. I know there's probably blasphemy to say, but the lick he plays kind of abandons time signatures, so I was like, well, that's what he did. I slowed it down and I transcribed it, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play that. I'll never be able to play it like him. It's the same with Brian May. There's a lot of guitar players who I can get, 90% of what they do. That's how I would do that. You feel free to do your own slight variant. I'm sure the Mike Campbell police aren't going to come and get you. Then, then I kind of do a slight variant of kind of the drony, I think it's a piano that does it at the end, like the... Yeah, that just goes on and on, but I don't know, for an arrangement purpose, I kind of tweaked that rhythm a little bit so I can get the bass note in. So, 4 on the D, 0 on the G, 3 on the B there. That's the lick. And what I do is, wherever the chords change, I hit the root first. So that was 0 down there, jump all the way to that G. That's the first 3. Yeah, it's like it's a cross picking pattern. They call it the in the mood pattern because it's like anyway. And then the chord, because that progression is the main progression again, so it's going up to A, but that's still on top of it, so you just hit an open A. Moves to D, so you hit that D over there, 5th fret of the A string. Back to the E. There it is. Yeah, one of the cooler. I love Wildflowers. That's a great Tom Petty record. There's quite a lot of great Tom Petty records. I'm in a phase right now where I'm going through all like the later stuff that I kind of missed. I like the early stuff and Full Moon Fever and the Traveling Wilburys stuff a lot and Wildflowers. But then there's basically all the stuff that came after that has quite a few great songs scattered throughout that portion of his career also. Well, rest in peace, Tom Petty. Enjoy this arrangement. I hope you can hear it wherever you are. Thanks for watching, you guys.